Coach, I think one of the things that you can say is if you look across this room, as you look at all the individuals who came, the dignitaries, everybody who came, just to say congratulations, it has to feel good to know that you're cared about, especially where you're from.
Yeah. No, it's awesome, man, to look around this room and the support cast. You know, I think in any entity, in any business, you know, it's all about structure, and you know, leadership is everything. But I haven't been a part of any successful operation where it didn't take a team of people. I was part of 11 guys, part of 53 guys that made my life so successful. In my household, I'm a part of 6. You know, there's 5 others that help make decisions, make suggestions, and anything that you're going to be successful at, you're going to have a great team around you. And so in this moment, you know, moving forward, and all the people I've talked to help me in this space, we've all talked about, you know, having the right leadership. And I can't lead all the time. I need people when my back is turned, or, you know, when I'm trying to get some rest, to be preaching the same message and delivering the same message that I would deliver, you know, with the same type of authority. And I just pray that happens.
Coach, if you look, you mentioned some very, very big names that have come out of this Hampton Roads area that are here to support you today. None of them have come back to the Hampton Roads area to coach. Yeah. You're pretty much the first one out of your generation to come back to university and coach. What does that mean to you to be a coach at one of the Hampton Roads area's finest institutions?
Yeah. It means a lot. When I say full circle moment, I mean it in this sense that as a kid, playing for the Boys and Girls Club, they used to bring us to the Norfolk State games on the weekends, and so, you know, I've always dreamt of playing football on the collegiate level, and so I knew Norfolk State could potentially be one of my options one day. And so as I had a chance to soak all this in and digest it, I thought about my childhood, and I thought about how special those moments were, and how much it meant to me as a young man, and how much it means to these young men who aspire to do great things. And so, you know, I'll probably flip it, man. It'll be more so about not playing great football, but being the best student athlete that you can be. And, you know, if that man right there tell you, if I didn't do what I needed to do academically, I probably wouldn't. I can't say because of the route I would have took, because I was going to be good at football regardless of where I went. But from an academic standard, you know, you got to be held to a higher standard. And so that'll be first and foremost. It's that way in my household because my wife preached that, and it'll forever be that way with the group that we create, that we have.
Coach, only 2 more questions, if that's okay.
All right, yeah, this is easy.
Got you. We got you. You came on campus, saw your face, and saw the graphic in the stadium. You've been in our stadium before. You talked about having a conversation with Coach Reedman a month ago, but you were in the stadium maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
My daughter doing a football camp. Yeah.
Did it hit you? Did it hit you while you were here that this could be a place you could be?
No, but we talked about it. Like a couple of my friends, CJ who was here, we talked about, like, damn, man. Sorry, excuse me. Time out. No, we was just here, and I was kind of looking around like, man, this stadium is really nice. I could see myself being here one day, but you know, those thoughts come and go. It's like, you know, it'll be ironic for that to happen. And then Coach Raymond and I was just having a casual conversation as I went and visited him when I was home a couple weeks ago, and we was just talking about future plans. And true story, I said, yeah, and one day I want to coach, but that's a story for another day, because I knew he didn't want to hear it. And so, not that he didn't want to hear it, but it was just casual conversation, and it was, you know, it was no room to talk about coaching football. And 2 weeks later, I got a call from A.D. Webb and Aaron Rouse, you know, asking me if I would want to consider being a coach. And what I can say is that, you know, after looking into it and being diligent about the search and what it all entailed, we found that common ground. And I'm so glad I made this decision. It wasn't the easiest decision to make, but like I said, you know, I love the game of football. I love teaching it, and this is just another step in the start of a new journey.
Know a lot of work you have to do. You have to get on campus. You have to meet the student athletes. I think we have a few here today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, but what are some of the things you just want to teach or tell the student athletes before you even see them? Just a little message that you want to send to them before they get here and you meet them.
Yeah, well, I had a chance to talk to them this past Saturday as a team, and you know, it was more so about, you know, creating a winning culture. You know, anywhere I've ever, like I said earlier, played ball or been around a team of people who have found success, we always had a good culture. You know, Andy Reid created a great culture. Mike Tomlin had a great culture. And so I think those are the things that you have to have. You know, it's just the integrity of, you know, the sport. And so, you know, you create that culture, you understand the core values and the principles and what you're trying to accomplish, and you got to be stern, you got to be firm and fair, and you know, it's about development. And so understanding that and knowing that, because I had so many pour into me, and sometimes I had to hear the things that I didn't want to hear from numerous people in this section right here, from my mom and my wife, and you know, and my coach. And sometimes I didn't like it, but I look back 3 or 4 years later and I appreciated it, or 3 or 4 days later and I appreciate it. And so I just think that's the revolving door of life. You just gotta take criticism with a grain of salt and try to be better.
All right, Mike, what we're going to do now, excuse me, Coach Vick. Look, call you Coach Vick. Yes, sir. Blow the whistle.
All right, baby.
I'll take my laps later.
Yeah.
Much later. Listen, what we're going to do now is we're going to take questions from our pool of reporters, which are back in the middle. Alex Limbeck has the microphone. If you have a question in our pool of reporters, we will answer a few of them before we move into our private media session. So now, Mr. Limbeck, we can't see you. There's bright lights in our face. But if you could tell us who's first.
Don't be shy.
Coach Vick, Craig Loper, Sports Director of Wavy TV 10. First of all, welcome home. Congrats. Can you just talk about the timeline, how quickly it all unfolded? You talked about getting the call from A.D. Webb. Your initial thought process to signing, how fast did it all happen, and what was it like going through that process? What did you weigh? What was on your mind most heavily, pros, cons, all that type of stuff?
Yeah, well, I kind of knew the state of the program. I follow all the teams here, and so I knew, you know, the situation. My wife was out the country, so trying to communicate with her was probably the biggest holdup. But I wanted to make sure that she was comfortable in this decision. I know I certainly was comfortable at times, but, you know, just had to do, you know, my research. And so I think Melody and Senator Rouse, a couple other people, was able to, you know, be there for me and assist me in whatever questions that I had. And so by this being home, certainly made it easier in terms of how we'll be able to recruit and go after kids and, you know, find a way to change the dynamic of the program and get talent into the program. So all those things weighed a factor. And, you know, there was other options out there and more opportunity that was being thrown at me, but I had to look at everything for face value, and gaining experience and creating a new culture in my backyard was really the deciding factor. And so, you know, I hope this can be a long-lasting relationship, working relationship, and that's what it's going to be. But it was about a 3-week process in order to get to this point, to be able to sit here in front of you today.
Coach Vick, Mark Davis from WTVR Channel 3 here in Norfolk. Thanks so much and welcome. You've done so much in football. Coaching may be the thing you have the least experience in. Who are a couple guys that you will lean on and you will seek counsel from as you go through this new journey for you?
Yeah, well, certainly all the coaches that coached me, they all reached out and was like, you know, man, you're going to do great. You know, this is going to be amazing for you. We look forward to watching you and watching your development as a coach, and don't hesitate to reach out. So, you know, that came from Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin. The first person I reached out to was Deion Sanders because he's a mentor. We talked about it last year, and Deion was like, I don't know what you're waiting for. You might as well go ahead and get into it. And so he was one of the first people that I called. You know, a lot of people ask, are you going to be the next Deion Sanders? And I'm quick to tell them, no, it's only one Deion Sanders. You know, his soul, his spirit, the way God created him, he created an amazing man. And Deion is Deion, but I'm Michael Vick, the speaking third person. And so those guys will always be there to bounce ideas off of. Tommy Raymond, who's been around for a long time, know the area. He assisted me with, you know, a lot of invaluable information at the right times. And so, and then a lot of coaches across the league, college football, who I have a great admiration for, Jim Moore. You know, those guys are going to be there for me if I ever get into a sticky spot. I can't, you know, figure some things out. And then I have the right people around me to sort of assist me as well. And it won't take long to get the hang of it. Before long, I'll be enjoying this and hopefully, trying to celebrate the championship. That's what this is all about.
Mike, Brian Smith with 13 News Now. How important is it that your first assignment as a head coach just happens to be where you grew up at?
Well, that was one of the deciding factors, and I get it. It's a lot more pressure being in your hometown, and I've always thrived off of it. It's not going to go away. I'd rather do it in front of the people that I love and care about than in any other space in the world or any other place. And so, like I said, I understand the game of football. I know the game of football. I got a lot of people around me who share the same, goals and values in football. And so now it's just all about teaching. The only thing is I don't have the ball in my hands. I can't do it. That might be the most frustrating part. But if I find the right guy or guys, that can put the ball in their hands and I can trust them with my team, then we'll be in good hands. And trust me, I will find that guy or guys.
We'll take two more from our pool, and then we'll move on with our program.
Hello, my name is Malik Davis with Hot 91 Norfolk State University Radio. So my question is, can you talk about the importance of coming to a HBCU to coach? The importance of it.
Well, it's really important. Like, I understand the value in being at a HBCU. The fact that it's in my hometown makes it even better. And so it's a great admiration for HBCUs. The NFL has numerous partnerships with HBCUs, and so I think it shows that people care. You got these big-time Division I programs where they got all these amazing things, bells and whistles, money, and they tend to forget about, the HBCUs and the schools that have the same type of prominence. And so to be at a star here wasn't even by design. So it wasn't like we planned it out. The opportunity presented itself. So I think that was just an additive to all this, to be able to, coach at HBCU. And I'm pretty sure that standing in front of you and taking on this position, I think that makes people proud as well. So it definitely makes me proud. Sure. You already know, big bro. Big bro.
Yes, hello, everybody. My name is Samori Benjamin. I'm from New York City, WBAI, WHCR Radio. I went to Norfolk State. My first semester here was the fall of '99. That was the year you led Virginia Tech to the national championship game, undefeated season. And, I watched all that, and it was inspiring, very inspiring. And I just want to congratulate you. This is a beautiful day. And like I said, man, you became my favorite athlete of all time, and it started because I was watching you here at Norfolk State at the Twin Towers. So my quick question to you is, when you were coming up, did you ever consider going to an HBCU, and what do you think it would take to get the top black athletes to come to an HBCU right now?
I took it into consideration. As a young man, it's kind of hard, back in our day, as you know, Alan, man, it was kind of hard for us to get in. We had all these requirements and criteria, and sometimes our focus was just really about sports, and we tended not to pay attention to what was going on in the classroom. So I had to take HBCUs, I had to take Norfolk State into consideration if it didn't go as planned. And so it wasn't a knock on an HBCU or Norfolk State or any other school. It was just like, if that's the route I have to go, then that's the route I have to go. But as a young man, I think for any athlete in here, we told you got to go to major college programs and to the big time schools in order to get to the platform where we dreamt of going. And that was to the NFL or NBA or any professional sport. And so that was our focus. But I can assure you, if you talk to us behind closed doors, we probably had a backup plan that, or another road that we could travel to get to where we wanted to go.
We thank the pool for their questions inside. If they would like to now go over to Ballroom A, if our pool of reporters can go over to Ballroom A, that's on the other side of the hallway. We'll begin our press conference in just a few moments. We want to welcome some of our current players who are standing over on the side there. Kevon King is here. Running back Jalen White is also here.
How you? What's going on, man? How you doing?
And also Tariq Miles is here.
Good to see you. Nice to meet you. Dog, what's up, bro? How you?
Good. How you doing?
How y'all feeling? Enjoying y'all break?
Yes, sir.
Good. Y'all boys been working out? No. We already talked about it. They know what it is. Yeah, no doubt.
All right, everybody, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to ask that everybody remain seated. We're going to ask that everyone remain seated as Coach Vick goes over to his individual press conference. We thank you for being here today, and we want to make sure that we allow him to get to those doors and get to the other side. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stay seated. Okay, we're going to stay seated. But he tried it once. And y'all were a little half-hearted. We're going to let him do it one more time. Coach, hit him with a behold.
Behold.
Thank you all for being here.